Hi, hon. Can you believe it's been 3 years?
I know, it's a long time.
I know.
I love it.
I love it too. All right, have fun at Pilates.
Okay, bye.
Okay. So, I can't believe I've lived in Costa Rica for 3 years now. It's a long time. And it's been full of ups and downs, a lot of fun, a lot of soul searching. It's not been all pure of it. It's been a little tough. And I'm gonna get into that in this video. It's gonna be a recap. The good, the bad, and the ugly. So, and I'm walking to the beach, walking over to one of my favorite little breakfast spots right on the ocean. So that's where we're gonna end up. So hang tight, come walk with me. We're gonna walk over to get some breakfast, and I'm gonna talk about the good, the bad, the ugly of living in Costa Rica for 3 years. So let's get into it. The good. There's a lot of good things about Costa Rica, a lot. And one thing that has stayed consistent for the whole 3 years, even with my vacation eyes changing, everything, is the people, Costa Ricans. They're genuinely nice, genuinely happy. The whole Pura Vida concept is amazing. And that is one of the things that has kept me here, actually. And it hasn't changed. And yeah, there can be some friction about development and gentrification that's happening in all of the touristy areas. But even with that, it's still, for the most part, very positive. So I have to say this, my favorite things about living here is I'm surrounded by people who just want to live life, be happy, keep it simple, and they're very loving and very nice, genuinely. Another good thing that I love is that for the most part, Costa Rica has a simpler and slower pace than where I came from, which was Florida and the Estados Unidos in the States. I didn't even realize how stressful life in the States was for me. I just rolled with it. I was on that hamster wheel and I was succeeding, had our own business. I was making it happen. But and you know, when you go on vacation, all that, usually that slows down, right? You're like, wow, this is nice, you know. But I realized that, you know, one of the tricks of life is to, you know, create a life that you don't have to take a vacation from. And that's just what I did. And I didn't realize it at the time, but it's amazing that I've adapted to this slower lifestyle, and I love it. And one of the last good things I'm going to talk about in this video is, of course, Costa Rica's natural resources. Natural elements, I should say. The beaches, the nature. It's incredible. I'm in Playa Potrero. It's an up-and-coming, very developed area. And you still have the beauty of the beaches. And there's many, many beaches that you can find that are kind of isolated. And I won't name them because we want to keep them isolated. But this is amazing. I love it. Even with the new marina right over here, you still can just go one beach over and have this. So I love that. Costa Rica protects their natural resources more than most countries. So the beaches are for the people. And I love that. So let's keep walking. As we're walking along this beautiful beach line here, I guess we should talk about the bad that I've experienced 3 years of living here. And I'll start with something that is pretty obvious, but the roads in Costa Rica need some loving. You know, there's a lot of that's not paved. I don't know if this is true, you can Google it, but I think it's only like 20% of the roads are paved in Costa Rica, so traveling is a little bit of a hindrance, but you get used to it, and you get yourself a four-wheel drive, and you just accept it. That's what I did. That makes it more adventurous, so I kind of love it. Another bad of Costa Rica is the banking system. you know, the banks in the States are, they're bad also, but they're designed to make money off of your money, so they want your money. I don't know if they want your money here. There's a lot of rules. It's really hard to go to the bank and get something done in a timely manner. System's antiquated, so that's part of the bad of living here. Is that, and again, I always say, like, you know, like things that are bad. It's only bad if you're comparing them to where you left, and they're not as good as where you left. So it's just a different situation. You just gotta accept that situation, and then it's not as bad at all. It's actually just what it is. That's pura vida right there. Here's some of that nature I was talking about. I'm gonna go get breakfast. And these pelicans were like, it's time to eat. Another bad is that, and this is very opinionated, but I have to go into it, is that Costa Rica has gotten more expensive in the last 5 to 10 years. I know a lot of people will say that, so is every country, and that is true. And people's perception of Costa Rica is that it's cheap, and that is not true. You know, food and beverage can be just as on par with the States or Canada, generalizedly speaking. But where you save money here, where a lot of people don't understand, is medical, taxes, and insurances. Which, if you add those in there, it still makes it a pretty inexpensive place to live. So I put that as an opinionated bad. Ooh, my goodness, I'm gonna get sucked into this water. But anyway, so you know, and it's very opinionated because maybe you came from a place that's expensive and this is still a good deal. So it's just in my bad category because it's, you know, I was told this place was inexpensive, and I came into it thinking it was, and it's not the way it's described online. So you got to come here and find out for yourself whether you think it's expensive or not, and that's going to be your perception. So again, that's my opinion. But you know, that's something that people would leave comments in for, and do it. Please leave a comment. This is a great discussion. People need to talk about it, so you can find your version of what the cost is here. Okay, so now the ugly. You know, I'm a very positive person, so it actually is kind of hard for me to make this section because there's so many good things about living in Costa Rica, but obviously no country is perfect. So let's get into that. I think the very first thing is that there's a lot of petty crime, home invasions, and I say a lot. Take that with a grain of salt. There's some math to be said about that. You know, nothing has ever happened to me in the 3 years I've been here, but it happens all around. So, and I think that it's not a lot, I should say. It's more than you expect and more than you're told. I don't think a lot of it's reported because tourism is a major industry here, so they don't want bad press. Understandable. So you'll see, if you come to Costa Rica, you'll see a lot of bars on the windows and razor wire and such. And that is to protect what's inside. But like I said, even with that being said, I feel more safe here in this country than I ever have in the States. But that is still and yet still an ugly little secret of Costa Rica. And but listen, even with that, it's still pure vida for me. Another ugly situation here in Costa Rica, and this goes hand in hand with the first one I just said, is the police force is very underpaid, under-equipped, and with this, you know, emerging developments going on, and more people scrambling to come to Costa Rica to get away from wherever they're leaving, they're going to have to play catch up with this, and that is something that needs to be addressed. The police do the best they can, but you know, it's they just can't keep up with the surging tourism. And surging tourists create surging crimes of opportunity. So that is something that needs to be addressed, I do believe. So again, my opinion. There's a little place to eat right here on the beach called the Beach House. You hook it, we cook it. Pretty cool place. But that's not where we're going. Let's keep walking. We're going over here to that place right there. And leaves me with the last ugly. And this is totally opinionated, but it is mine, and I'm sticking with it. My last ugly about living here in Costa Rica really has nothing to do with Costa Rica. I've said this in other videos, and it's way more prevalent now than I've ever seen, because I had to get past my vacation eyes, get my roots, and call this my home. I live here because I've chosen it to be my home, and it takes time to get to that perception. So because of that, I think the biggest ugly here in Costa Rica is the tourists sometimes. And hear me out. A lot of the tourists are amazing, and without them, there wouldn't be a bigger economy than it wouldn't be as big an economy as Costa Rica has. So we're very grateful, and the Costa Ricans are very grateful. But some of them, my goodness, man, come on. Rude, like entitled. What is going on? Man, take a class of don't be a dick before you come here to Costa Rica. Seriously. So, anyway, that is my quick little video, my 3-year recap. It wasn't really a recap. I'll have to do another one, actually, like a recap of me. It's just where my mind is after 3 years. And but we love it. We've had a great time. And it's great to grow, learning Spanish. It's just been incredible. New friends, still have great old friends. My life is more enriched of living here in Costa Rica, and I love it. So let's go get some breakfast, man. Let's do it. This place is amazing. Let's go check it out. And you know, as I'm waiting for my breakfast, I wanted to elaborate on that, the tourism ugly. And you know, the reason that affects the people living here is because the tourists come in, and if they're rude, and you're going to a place of people that is not rude, genuinely nice, it causes contention. In fact, it continues to happen over time. It becomes friction, and then people put their guard up, and over time, the pure vida changes in these touristy areas, right? And I live here, so you know, the after effects of a rude tourist could keep going after that tourist is gone and back to their culture. So the bottom line is just come here and respect the country, respect the culture, respect the people, and understand that you're on vacation and you don't own this place. And I'm only saying this because I see it over and over again, and I'm just embarrassed. So don't come here and be rude. Just enjoy yourself. Slow down. Do some Googling before you come here and understand what you're supposed to do with tipping and culture and wait time and understand also this isn't Mexico. It's a whole other country. So do some research out of respect, and you'll have a better time. So, all right, enough of my rant. I'm about to enjoy this breakfast. I've got a traditional Costa Rican breakfast coming, and that'd be the end of my video. Thanks for watching and listening to me rant on about the ugly tourists. So anyway, pure vida, everybody. Thank you for watching, and hope to see you in town. And if I see you in town and you see me and you've watched my videos, say something and we'll have a drink together. All right, pure vida. This isn't a bad way to start the day.